That's correct. Well, we'll be bringing out 2 of the city's fire trucks to be spraying a heavy mist on me while I'm walking to try to duplicate the experience in the middle of the falls the best we can, as well as an airboat I'm telling you is coming now that is going to spray heavy air, heavy winds, wind speeds of up to 40 to 50 miles an hour while I'm walking in that heavy mist. It has to do with weather conditions. There's a lot of things that come into the factor. Weather conditions as well as my sight lines and what's going to be in my peripheral vision. Yeah, I mean, I prefer to have winds coming head on so I can sort of lean into them or behind me, not from the side. Now that's something we really can't control other than judging, you know, the day of which directions they're going. So that's one big factor. The other one is, as I walk over falls and they're falling down in front of me, that could distract me as well. So that could have to do with direction. On the Canadian side, I'm not walking directly over the falls. It's the U.S. side that I'm crossing over. The Canadian side, it's actually over land and over the rock wall. Well, absolutely, and the lighting is designed that way so that it does not blind me and that it's not in my eyes. They're going to switch stations now, you know that. They're wondering about seagulls. Well, walking through a park, I've never had a seagull land on top of me, although I've had other things land on top of me from the seagulls. But, you know, those are, again, distractions that I've trained for. My parents throwing footballs at me or over me or around me, or performing in an amusement park with a giant Ferris wheel lit up at night in front of me. So again, that's something that comes with experience. No, well, one whacking is not going to bother me. I've never heard of a seagull running into the side of a 747 and the 747 coming down to the ground. But maybe you have. Yeah, well, I don't have an engine, so I'm not too concerned about that. Unless it gets into my heart.
What about the harness, the bait continues, whether or not you're going to have a tether? Is there anything that you can tell us about that?
No, you know, we're still fighting a good fight. That's all I can tell you. I'm not going to give that up now, as of now, and we'll see where it leads to.
If you were to wear a tether, do you think it improves the credibility of
I don't think it necessarily ruins my credibility. If I'm forced to wear it, I'm forced to wear it. I have no say at that point. So we'll just have to play it by ear. I prefer not to wear it. Anybody can research the history of what I've done my entire life, as well as my family. You'll never see a tether attached to any one of us. We just don't do it. I've read some of the reports that say, well, Nik's been planning this all along, and he's just taking it out and blaming it on someone else. Well, the truth is that's not the case. You know, look at my past history. I've walked further, I've walked higher, and I've never worn a tether before. No, because if it becomes a major distraction, it's a good way to get rid of it.
Is there anyone from the government that wants you to wear a tether?
No one from the government stepped up at this point.
We've got 2 schools here. Can you talk? It's been a year-long process. Can you talk about your message to them?
You know, my message to all children, and hopefully everybody I come in contact with, I'm an inspiration, that if you reach for your goals and never give up, which was passed on by my great-grandfather, you can achieve no matter what it is, even the seemingly impossible, which in this case is crossing over the top of Niagara Falls, and so much more than that. Getting permission, having 2 laws changed in 2 countries that were over 100 years old, that seems like an impossible task. And here I am, a living example that if you pursue your dreams, you will achieve them. I'm excited. It seems like everybody's stepping up now. It seems like as these reports have come out, the city's coming together. The city firefighters are coming out today to show their involvement, that they're now embracing this. And I think that shows that even the mayor is starting to step in and support this event. You know, all along it's been that I'll be wearing a safety belt that is not hooked to the wire. If there's any issues, I go down to the wire, I can hook in and wait for help. And at that point, a rescue cart or trolley would come down, and I'd get into that cart and I'd get pulled back up to safety. It's very feasible, very realistic, but we always try to have a redundant system, so a backup for our backup, and that's what these guys are training for.
Nick, they bumped after Ringo Starr concert for you. Did you ever think you'd be more popular than one of these?
No, you know, I felt bad about it actually, that Ringo had to change his show time because of Nik Wallenda. But it shows what a large reach this event has, for sure. And I'm sure that he'll be there watching.
There are some political representatives here that say that they want everything on the American side free and open to the public, make it as big as possible. Where do you weigh in for it?
That's been my stance from the beginning, and I'll always keep it that way. That's why I'm covering all of these costs, so that there is no charge for the general public to come see this event. It should be free. And I believe, from what I've heard, it will be free. They're not going in that direction anymore of charging, but I could be wrong.
What do you expect tomorrow? Obviously, Saturday the crowd will be big, Sunday the crowd will be big. What's your message to the police at this point, knowing what happened last week?
I think they'll take it a little. I'm hoping they'll be a little more easy on guests that come, and I'll have somebody on this microphone letting people know if I have to while I'm walking to not park in the street because they'll get a parking ticket. I'm hoping that maybe some signs will be put up too, say no parking or additional signage, or that they'll at least write warnings rather than handing out tickets immediately. But again, that's their prerogative, how they want to handle it.
Just one question that Ricky seems to keep asking is, what time is the actual walk? There's been some other times floating around.
Well, it's a 3-hour special that starts at 8 p.m. So the walk will probably start around 10 after 10, 10:20 maybe.
Are you typically late?
I'm never late. I'm painfully early all the time. Of course, yes. Many, many times I've walked at night.
What do you expect to see in today's afternoon, knowing what's
Cold and wet and windy. You know, I'm looking forward to it. I walked into pouring down rain last week, or actually earlier this week, and was soaking wet. I mean, dripping with water. I was out there for a long time. Some of you guys were there. So I know what the water is going to feel like. However, they're going to create a mist. They're going to go up in the lift. It'll be an amazing visual, if nothing else, to see me walking into that mist and then to have that wind machine there as well.
You say you're training for the worst case scenario. Are they going to be putting more water on you than even the mist in the fall?
Well, I'm hoping for a straight stream directly at me. See, treat it as a video game.
Have you consulted meteorologists or anything like that that might know a little bit about how winds can go not only one direction, but sideways, up and down?
Yeah, you know, the weather's very sporadic there. We know that for sure, that there's no way to control that, and there's no way to know which direction it's going. Again, it comes down to my ability on that wire.
What do you wear on your feet?
I wear a suede leather. It's basically an Indian moccasin or a ballet slipper, and on the bottom is a suede leather or an elk skin, very thin, and that's so it protects my feet, and also I can feel the wire. And on top of that, it becomes grippy, not slippery, when the cables are back. Well, we'll see on that evening whether he's here or not. I've heard that he's thinking about coming. I have, but people that I really can't talk about. There'll be quite a few noteworthy people in the audience. I'm hoping mid next week. I just laugh because I get the same questions over and over again. But hopefully by mid next week we'll know whether we're going to be able to budge them. At this point they're saying there's no choice. I have to wear it, and we're fighting back. That's correct. I'll be training back in Florida.
there might be some personalities coming in today. Is that true? Back against the environmental idea?
Well, I'm not sure about that, but you know, one of my best friends is here, Bello Knock, who's well known in our industry and as an entertainer as a whole in the United States and around the world. And there'll be many more people coming in throughout. Well, definitely for the event. There's quite a few. Everybody good? Nobody stumped me yet. I'm doing good. All right, I'm going to turn around and answer some questions this way. Thank you for coming out. Hello, everyone.